Hey everyone, today is March 24th, and today we have a lot to talk about. Of course, Bitcoin is coming down a little bit, but we have exciting news regarding Tesla now accepting Bitcoin to purchase their cars. But before we talk about that, let's please read this disclaimer. You can pause this video as you read it. Okay, so yesterday at midnight, Elon Musk tweeted that you can buy Bitcoin with Tesla now. And not only that, Tesla is actually running their own nodes. So what does that mean? It means that they're actually validating transactions on the blockchain. And not only that, but all the Bitcoin that they receive as payment, they're going to keep it as Bitcoin instead of converting it to dollars, which is fiat currency. So I thought that was pretty interesting and awesome in terms of just seeing a company as big as Tesla really embrace Bitcoin, not only to store on their balance sheet, but also as a form of payment. And we could possibly see more companies following their lead and over the next few years. Here's an example of Tesla Model S. You can put down a non-refundable order fee with Bitcoin, which is totally awesome. Not that I would do that. I think holding on to Bitcoin, in my opinion, for me personally, I would rather just hold on to Bitcoin because I think it's going to go a lot higher. Well, a car will likely depreciate, but Teslas are awesome cars. So if you want to buy Bitcoin, if you want to buy Tesla with Bitcoin, then I would not be against that. But yeah, just think about the opportunity cost. That's what I'm saying. So okay, let's look at what happened when that news came out. So last night, of course, we know that Elon Musk tweeted, "You can now buy Tesla with Bitcoin." So what happened? The price surged up, but we hit these moving averages on the 4-hour chart, and we just got rejected. And right now we're fading, and we're at a very critical moment because two days ago we talked about how we had this nice bounce off this 200 simple moving average on the 4-hour chart. So I was hoping that this would be a bottom. This would find support, but now we're coming down to retest it, and it doesn't look good, guys. We have to look at this chart, right? Let's draw a line. We right now have a descending triangle, and it's been like this actually for a while. But the idea is that this thing, we just keep making lower highs, and we keep retesting this level. Eventually, we keep retesting support. Eventually, we're gonna break below, right? So we need this price to somehow just push up higher, maybe come down, retest, and then push up even higher like that. And the levels that I'm looking at personally are, of course, 56,000. We need to at least break above this level and hold above this moving average. Another level I'm looking at is 58,000. 58,000 is the top of this area, and so this is the resistance level, right? And we come down, we tried to find support, but we failed. Broke down below, we came up again, trying to find support above 58, failed again, came up, tried to break below this resistance at 58, failed again. So 58 is the next crucial point. If we are able to stay above 56,000, and of course, the big psychological number we need to stay above is 60,000, and of course, we try to stay above, but we didn't stay up there for very long. So right now, it's looking bearish. We're coming down hard. Right as I speak right now, we're going to see if this thing can hold this line. If not, we're coming down more. I mean, that's just objectively looking at what the chart is telling us, right? And a lot of what happened today, the reason why there's so much downward pressure, despite all the positive news around Tesla accepting Bitcoin, is the strength of the dollar, right? The dollar has been pushing higher, and we've been talking about this in the last two videos. The dollar is looking a lot like it did in 2018, right? And what happened in 2018? Bitcoin was in a bear market. So if we see a similar push up higher, I expect Bitcoin that will likely follow the same lead. And we're seeing that now, right? Seeing downward pressure. So it's possible we might come down even further. I don't know, or I don't want to speculate how far it's going to go down, but if the dollar keeps going up, it's going to keep putting pressure on Bitcoin to the downside. And another reason is also the rotation in the stock market from tech stocks into value stocks. Those tech stocks got hit hard today, right? The Nasdaq down 2% today. Nasdaq down 2%. And we talked about in the previous videos that the Nasdaq generally, or the Bitcoin generally, will follow what's going on in the Nasdaq and the tech stocks, right? Because a lot of institutions, they treat Bitcoin as a risk-on asset, just like a growth stock. And so if the Nasdaq is going down, then if it generally follows that something like, if they see Bitcoin also as a risk-on asset, as a growth stock, they're gonna also take some profits too as well, right? Because Bitcoin isn't in the early days anymore. There's a lot of institutions that are buying Bitcoin, either holding the actual private keys to their Bitcoin, or they're investing through things like GBTC, which is a trust, or sorry, this is futures. GBTC, or even some mining stocks, right? Riot Mara. So yeah, Bitcoin, people can say all they want how Bitcoin is uncorrelated with the market. It is correlated with the market, right? We just have to look at the charts, and the chart is telling us that it is, and we need to make these objective analysis, and just, even if it goes against what we want. I mean, I would love Bitcoin to keep going up, but we need to be realistic. And as long as the dollar keeps going up, as long as tech stocks keep being sold off, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Bitcoin to the downside. Now, the good news is that we're still making higher lows and higher highs, right? Higher lows and, of course, higher highs. Now, the question is, are we going to be able to hold our first line of defense in the daily chart, which is this moving average, the 50-day moving average, right? Because the last time we touched it, back in January 27th, we bounced off of it. Look at this beautiful bounce right here. We bounced off of it and went higher, right? So the question is, if we come down here, can we bounce up and go higher? Yesterday I talked about how I think we might be seeing a larger time frame play of this pattern. So a longer time, a longer play out of this sort of price action, which is moving up to the Fibonacci channel resistance, coming down, holding support, moving back up to the Fibonacci resistance channel level, consolidating, falling down, like a bear trap, and then pushing up higher. And a similar pattern, right? Up, down, consolidate, down, and up. And what I wanted to see basically was to see the 50-day moving average move up higher and see the price come down. Now don't touch off that and then push up higher. And so it does seem like we might be seeing something like that playing out. But yeah, so our first line of defense is around 50,000. So if we can't hit 50,000, the next line of defense is this Fibonacci channel around 47,000. If we don't hold that, then of course this 100-day simple moving average on the daily chart, which again perfectly coincides with the previous top here around 42,000, right? Usually these resistance level, if we break above them, they'll become strong support levels. But we're gonna have to see if this price comes down here, if it breaks through our first two lines of defense, can we hold this level, right? And of course, this is not going to go straight down, right? It might take some time to come down. So we might see the 100-day moving average move up as we see this price continue down. Can we hold this level? Because if we can't, and we start to make lower lows, right? If this thing comes down and we start to make lower lows, and we start to break the momentum and the direction of the longer time frame, right? Because in the short term, our momentum is already going down, right? The 4-hour chart, the momentum is already going down, right? MACD, RSI momentum is showing that there's a lot more selling than buying pressure right now. If that price action pattern tries to break in the longer time frames, the daily, weekly still holding up well, but the daily chart start making lower lows, that's not good, right? That's gonna cause a change in the momentum. So I think that what we want to see, the worst case scenario, or in this case, obviously the best case scenario, we just move up now. But I think worst case scenario, we hold this level and we just move sideways, and then hopefully break above later on. So personally, I think that's not really a bad thing, because I would love to see Bitcoin come down more and I can buy more here, right? Buy these dips, buy the fear is what you want to see. So yeah, I mean, overall, that's Bitcoin. Oh, one more thing. Of course, the Pi cycle talk. We talked about this in the previous two videos, right? The last 3 times it's crossed in history, and it's getting close, very close to crossing, right? We've had basically large crash. Like the last 2 times were bear markets, right? Of December 2017 and December 2013, we led to a bear market. Now there's speculation whether this will actually happen, because this isn't. This is the first real indicator to cross, but the other indicators, which we talked about, and you can watch in the previous videos, they haven't began to say that Bitcoin is reached the top yet. So this is one of the first ones where we're gonna have to see if this will end up something like this, where it crossed, but then it also went higher again, and it crossed again with 2 crosses within the same year. So that could happen. We can come down or move up higher, or this will actually just signal the end of this run, and then we enter a bear market. So personally, I think it's the former. I think we might see something like this year, where we have a premature cross, but the market continues higher, and we might have another cross later this year. But we just look close See, we're very close to crossing, and this is within the next week. So, well, I'll update you as this thing goes along, and it'll be interesting to see how the market plays off of that. So, I'm again cautiously optimistic. As long as we hold this level, right? As long as we hold 50,000, basically, we can bounce off of this moving average and move higher. Maybe even at worst case scenario, move sideways. That's basically what I'm looking for. If we do break lower, if we start to see a change in the trend, the momentum, and we start making lower lows, that's bad. Okay, that'll likely lead to either bear market, which is worst case scenario, or just sideways for a while. But hopefully we're able to hold 50,000 and defend these levels. But I'll update you as the day and the weeks pass by, and we'll see how the price develops then. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe for updates if you found this information useful. And thank you again, and I appreciate your support.